Good morning, everybody. How are y'all doing? It's wonderful to be with you. I'm very proud to be, well, first, of course, represent us in the U.S. House of Representatives, but also to be a son of the West Side of San Antonio. Growing up, we moved 4 times around the West Side. I went to Tafoya Middle School and Carvajal Elementary. And when my grandmother came to this country in 1922 as an orphan from Coahuila, Mexico, she settled right by Little Flower Church in a family of extended relatives who my grandmother dropped out of school when she was in elementary school, but who worked so hard to help their kids and their grandkids achieve the American dream. And although all of us in our own families, in our own lives, have lived that experience and are familiar with it, I have been surprised being in places like Washington and California and all of the places that I've had a chance to go over the years, how many people don't know the stories of communities like the West Side of San Antonio. And I want to give you just a quick story about that illustrates that and also explains why this is so important. In 2020, I was chair of the Congressional Hispanic Caucus in the US Congress, and we had a meeting with the Association of American Publishers. These were some of the top publishers from the biggest publishing companies in the United States and all over the world. The folks that publish the books that you see in schools and in colleges and universities. And I asked one of the publishers a very basic question. I asked him if he could name 3 Latinos or Latinas who had had a significant impact in American history. I was asking this gentleman who was a CEO, very accomplished, Ivy League educated, very ambitious, who was sending textbooks into all of our schools across the country, whether he could name 3 people from a population that makes up 20% of the country, 3 figures. This man, in this earnest conversation that about 25 or 30 of us were having, he thought about my question for 5 or 10 seconds. And he finally said, "No, I can't." And I thought about that later in the year, or I thought about that as I thought about what happened in El Paso, Texas in 2019, where this madman drove 10 hours from Dallas to El Paso and killed 23 people and injured more than 20 others because he considered them, quote unquote, Hispanic invaders to Texas. And I thought, how does somebody come up with that idea? How does that kind of tragedy happen in a country where Latinos, where communities like this make up such a significant part of our country? And I don't think that there's a single answer, but I do think that one of the answers is that the Latino story and the Mexican American story have been left out of the telling of the larger American story. So this is an important effort to tell our story, to be defined by our contributions to this country and our successes to the prosperity of this country. In government, in science, in arts, in culture, in business, in every field that you can imagine, great things have come from this community. We've been blessed by wonderful leaders, not only in the present like Terry Castillo, but also by Maria Berriosabal, who served so wonderfully for years on the city council, by Henry Cisneros, a son of the West Side and former mayor and cabinet secretary, and by incredible leaders who continue the energy and the passion for the West Side, like Graciela Sanchez at the Esperanza Peace and Justice Center. So thank you. God bless you for telling our story and make sure that we are known by the things that we have done for this country and not by the stereotypes that come from the White House and come from all of these folks who have become hate mongers in this time that we're in today. May God bless y'all. It's wonderful to be here with you.